Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast special edition series where I go over every NFL offseason per team. We do previews and predictions, and now up is the 29th of 32 shows, so we're four left to go, and this is the Seattle Seahawks. So again, free agents to be, team needs, franchise tag candidate, trade candidate, release candidate, extension candidate, draft fit, free agent fit, and then a bold prediction. And like I said a couple seconds ago, now up is the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, free agents to be: Damian Lewis, Evan Brown, Phil Hayes, Noah Fant, Drew Lock, Leonard Williams, Jordan Brooks, Bobby Wagner, Michael Jackson, DJ Dallas. And Jackson is restricted. Oh, and Devin Bush is another UFA. Team needs: guard, center, tight end, inside linebacker, defensive end, cornerback. All right, franchise tag candidate. Leonard Williams. They gave up a good pick, what turns out to be a good pick, to get him. Leonard Williams is somebody that is a flawed player, but he's versatile, and he's a veteran that's been in some meaningful games. So I think that he is the best bet to get franchise tagged. I don't see it being Noah Fant or Bobby Wagner or Jordan Brooks. But Leonard Williams is certainly in play for this because of what they gave up for him. Trade candidate: Julian Love. They're deep at safety, very deep, and I think they could afford to trade one of these guys that have some value. I think Kobe Bryant might be a trade candidate. I could see. This is a ballsy one, but Kenneth Walker or Zach Charbonnet, because both those guys could be RB1s. But we'll see. I could see a world where one of those guys is traded. So just keep an eye on that situation. Release candidate: Jamal Adams. Big money extension, trade from the Jets, barely healthy. Those guys tend to get cut more often than not. We don't see a lot of other cut candidates on this team. Maybe Quandre Diggs if they choose to go that route. I don't see them cutting Jason Myers. Maybe Jerron Reed, maybe Draymond Jones. I could see one of those guys being cut. But yeah, they have to remake their entire offensive line. That's not great. I don't see them cutting the receivers. So to me, it's a big name, but I can absolutely see him being cut, and that is Jamal Adams. Extension candidate, I just brought him up. Quandre Diggs. This was a hard one to find. I think this is the hardest team to find an extension candidate for. They always take care of Diggs. Or Diggs is always taken care of, whether it's by his old employer, the Lions, or his current employer, Seattle. And he's a good player. He's on the, he's over 30 years old. So that's not ideal. But I could see like a 2-year extension or something like that. Why not? But yeah, they have a lot of extension candidates next year. So we got to keep an eye on them for next year. I mean, maybe they extend Michael Jackson. We'll see. Best draft fit: Charlie. I was reading Charles Cross for some reason. Best draft fit: Byron Murphy II, the defensive tackle out of Texas. I think Jerron Reed could be a cut candidate. Murphy just fits really good. They need help with the run defense. And Mike McDonald is somebody that I think he wants to like sure things on his roster in terms of youth. So I like Byron Murphy for them. Other fits, Cooper DeJean, one of the Bama corners, whether it's McKinstry or Arnold. Braylon Trice is a candidate. Definitely Jackson Powers Johnson. Troy Fatano. Graham Barton would be great on Seattle if they were to trade back for him. Zach Frazier, the center out of West Virginia, is a good fit. Chop Robinson. Tyler Guyton, Jordan Morgan. Jonah Ellis. So they have a lot of decent draft fits, Seattle. Okay, free agent fit. Dalton Risner. They need guards. Risner makes sense. He's bounced around a little bit. He started for the Vikes. He's a plus pass protector. But he's a flawed player, but he's someone that might need a change of scenery, different coach, low expectations. I mean, Dalton Risner makes sense. Other guys that make sense for Seattle, ironically enough, the guy that Risner supplanted in Minnesota, Ezra Cleveland. Sheldon Rankins. Andrew Van Ginkel. Lloyd Cushenberry would be a good fit. Grover Stewart. Leonard Floyd. Hunter Henry. Because they are going to lose Noah Fant. You never know with that. Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, I don't see Levante David going there. That'd be a weird fit. They would be a great fit for Connor Williams. But I think Connor Williams wants to go to a team that is trying to win. Frankie Louvu would be a good fit. But yeah, Seattle has some pretty good free agent fits as well. Bold prediction for the Seahawks. This is a good one. I think the team will draft a quarterback between rounds 2 and 7. I'm going to say it's round 3. If not, they trade into round 2 to get him. This guy is really an underrated quarterback coming into the draft, and that is Tulane's Michael Pratt. Drew Lock is a free agent. Geno Smith's only signed for 2 more years. And you might want to look long-term at that position. They're in the same situation the Giants were in with Daniel Jones. Probably are regretting that contract. So why not take a chance with Michael Pratt, who's another sneaky fit for draft players for Seattle. So futures. Boy, they're going to be long shots for Seahawks. Let's get the Super Bowl and then the MVP odds for Geno real quick. Super Bowl, they are, yikes, 75-1. They have the same odds as the Steelers and the Saints. I think both of those teams should have better odds or shorter odds than Seattle. The NFC, they are 30-1, which is overvalued. New Orleans probably should have shorter odds than them. And they have the same odds as Tampa, which is interesting. And then Geno, MVP, is 100-1. So he has the same odds as Christian McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson, and Tyreek Hill, and Will Levis. Ugh. And Bryce Young. Ugh. Why are Bryce Young and Will Levis 100-1? Give me a break. Yeah, so, Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, there's no strong candidate for that award on Seattle. Maybe Metcalf. Would he be like, I don't know, 100-1 to win that award? 85-1? Maybe one of the running backs breaks out. Oh my God, Charbonnet's probably 200, and Kenneth Walker would probably be like 150. Defensive Player of the Year, nobody stands out on Seattle. Maybe Devin Witherspoon. And that would probably be like, 60-1? And then he got hurt last year. And he was something else. Coach of the Year, Mike McDonald will probably be up there based on new coach theory. So I think he'll be 25-1 or something like that based on the fact he's a new coach. But I think that's the right number for him. And that's probably where he's going to land for Coach of the Year. If he's higher than that, if he's 40-1, maybe I'll take a chance. If Byron Murphy was drafted by the Texans, or not the Texans, the Seahawks. I don't know why I had the Texans in my head. I had the Texans in my head because he plays at Texas. There we go. Say if he's drafted by Seattle, what would his odds be for Defensive Rookie of the Year? 40-1, 50-1, or something like that? And what if they make a bold move? I'm not saying they're going to do this. But what if they make a bold move and trade up for Brock Bowers? That would be a really good Brock Bowers team. If they had a pick where, I don't know, the Bears are, the Bears' regular pick, and Brock Bowers fell to them, I would take him. That would just be another fun draft fit for Seattle. But imagine if they took him, and his odds for Offensive Rookie of the Year would be really high. That's probably going to be the favorite, and especially if he's on the Chargers. But if he was on Seattle, they'd probably be longer odds because Geno Smith's not as good as Justin Herbert. And that would probably be 10-1 rather than 7-1 if he gets drafted by the Chargers and catching passes from Justin Herbert. Win total, I think they're going to be 7.5. Because I think people are down on them and down on Geno, and they have a new coach. So I think they're going to be at 7.5. Odds to win that division, they're going to be 4-1. The Niners are going to be a minus favorite. The Rams are going to be in that plus 250 range. I think the Seattle might be 4-1. And they're going to be closer in odds to Arizona than they will be to the Rams. I think the Seahawks are going to be I think plus 350 is going to be the shortest number you'll see on them. But if it's 5-1 or better, or higher, I should say, I would consider making a bet on them to win their division. And this team is obviously not a Bill Belichick team because they just hired Mike McDonald. All right, so there you have it for the Seattle Seahawks. Next up will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.